I know. Yeah, you guess so. Linda, I really appreciate the time you're giving me here with Norm's 57, 210. It's such a beautiful build that I thought it would be great if you and I, or you, spoke about a little bit about Norm and who he was, and then why he started the car, and his approach to doing things. Maybe talk a little bit about some of the receipts you have. So
Okay.
I'm gonna let you tell the rest.
Well, my brother Norm was an amazing man. He had been involved with teaching, wood shop and metal shop, but his great love was the Chevy. And he had a 55 and a 56, but he never had a 57. And so in 2012, he decided that he was going to look for a 57. And so we scoured the southeast and the southwest looking for a car. And we actually found this car right here in Grants Pass.
This car in Grant, you looked
Yes.
all over the country.
We looked all over the country. We found it here. Norman is actually the third owner. It was bought brand new out of Van Nuys, California. The gentleman sold it to his son-in-law, and his son-in-law sold it to Norman. Now, it wasn't in such great shape when we got it, but we do have a storyboard that shows what the car looked like when we towed it home. Norman was a true perfectionist when it came to working on anything. He wanted everything to be the way it should be and precisely and accurately done. He painted this car, and he actually, in the early 50s when he had a Wizard, he used the old spray cans to spray paint his Wizard. That was in the very early 50s.
Yeah.
He was so very talented. But when he took on this car, he wanted it to be his last major project that he was going to do. He was in his mid-80s when he did this.
Wow.
He tore it completely down, so it's a frame-off restoration. I do have lots and lots of receipts.
Who's the most? Where did he get most of his parts?
Most of his parts came from Danchuck, which is, they're no longer in business, but they were a Tri-5 reproduction company.
Yeah.
Eckler, Summit, Classic Chevy, and then of course just local people where he would buy material and construct it himself. As far as the neighbor, if someone had a bolt that was broken, they knew where to come. Norman would make them a new bolt on the lathe and fix things for everybody. So he was really a precision type man. All the bolts on the car are zinc plated. I mean, that's how detailed he wanted. He wanted everything new.
When I was taking pictures under the car, I know the top of the car is pretty, but the bottom of the car is the equal of it. I mean, it's all brand new hardware, brand new clips.
Yes.
And the wiring, oh, it's just beautiful.
He went to a lot of people probably wouldn't go to this trouble, but Norman did. He reconstructed all the knobs and all the window rolling up. That's all been reconstructed in there, and you've never rolled down a window or rolled one up as easy as you have on this 57. We did, after he had taken it off the frame, and we had the body. It was my privilege to, well, we built a
Rotisserie?
rotisserie. And so it was hanging in the carport, and it was my privilege to scrape all the old
Uh-huh.
uh,
Paint and undercoating?
the undercoating, all that gooey stuff that was underneath there.
Uh-huh.
So that was all scraped off. The front floor pans were pretty bad, so we replaced all that. I mean, he replaced a lot of stuff. And when he went to the bigger engine, or to the, more powerful engine, I should say,
Yeah.
I forgot where I was going.
Well, we're still in Grants Pass. Yeah, I've noticed receipts from Jerry Peck on which
Yes.
was the premium machinist in Southern Oregon. for
He would
decades.
not have anyone but Jerry come, and Jerry came out to the house several times,
Oh, you're
and
kidding.
after we took the engine in and he rebuilt. I don't know the terminology for all of that, but
Short block, I saw receipts for that.
right, and he blueprinted and balanced the
Everything.
engine.
Well, there was something very interesting that you showed me earlier on. Can you tell me a little bit about what this green book is?
Our green book. Well, he ordered so many parts that we had to number everything, what the box number was, where it was located, what was actually in that.
Located in the house?
In the house, most of it was in the house. I have a full basement down below,
Uh-huh.
so it was all down there. It was in the garage, in closets,
Did
in the shop.
Norm do this, or did you help?
No,
with this?
this is my accounting experience coming to fruition.
So you kept track of
We
everything?
kept track of everything, and because it's real easy to lose parts
Yeah.
if you just take them out of boxes.
Yeah.
So we methodically labeled everything and made sure everything was there when we.
So Norm painted the car himself.
Yes, he did.
It is absolutely flawless paint. It is absolutely beautiful. But he did this at your house.
He did it at our house.
Yeah.
We took the carport. It was like a double bay attached to the garage. We put Visqueen up,
Mm-hmm.
cut holes in the Visqueen so we could put fans in there to suck out the
Mm-hmm.
overflow. And it has, I think, 6 coats of paint and 3 coats of clear, or it might be reversed. I'm not
I
sure.
think the clear goes on top. And you have the paint code. I saw the paint code
Yes.
number, so we have that.
Yes, we have the paint code, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, especially because he had the doors up on vertically, because you
Oh.
have to do it in the position that they're supposed to be, and one of the doors fell off
Oh.
into the rocks. So I told him, just keep going, we'll strip that one down and repaint it again.
Yeah.
But yes, he was, and of course there's a lot of follow-up that you have to do after painting, the
Buffing and cutting.
buffing and yes, and cutting all that.
So Norm, I was a shop teacher here in Grants Pass. That's because I met Mike, who's known him for 30 years or something.
Mike has known him for 50 years.
Well, 50 years, Mike.
Norman was a teacher in Southern California, and Mike was one of his students.
Oh, I thought that was here in town.
No,
Okay.
it was down in the Southern California area.
And So I'm gonna, was Norm, has some health issues?
He did have some health issues.
And so
Towards
this,
the end of his life, he had contracted prostate cancer. And for, the doctor said you got 5 years and you're halfway in. And
is that when he took on this car? Or?
no, he took on this car in 2012.
Oh,
And he worked. I could get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and the shop lights were on, where he was out there buffing the chrome or working on some. He did it constantly. It took him 2 years to do the major restoration, and then we went back to the 50s and won a recognition award there.
oh,
So he was very proud of that,
yeah.
and
So he did a couple of local car shows. Or
Yes.
Did you travel at all with the car?
no, we did not travel with the car, just locally, but he would get out and drive it. It's got one heck of a powerful engine in it. In
Yes.
fact, he had to upgrade the braking system because we couldn't stop it.
It's got Willwood brakes on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that came from one of his students that works for them,
Okay.
and he had sent those to Norman.
Okay.
So, but it's a beautiful car inside and out, and he was a real clean freak when it came to keeping his vehicles clean, especially this one.
So Norm passed a bit ago. And
Yes,
so,
he did. He passed in 2024.
Yeah.
So I've had the car for 2 years, and it's a bit much for me to drive. It's got a lot of power, and but I want someone to love it as much as he did,
Yeah.
and to appreciate the workmanship that has gone into this. Some of the detail of just things that he would make on the